The California morning sun painted the suburbs of Los Angeles in golden hues. Rachel Hamilton felt a rare lift in her heart as she pulled a summer dress from her closet. Tomorrow was her sister-in-law Ashley's wedding in Hawaii, and the whole family was flying out to celebrate this joyful occasion. "Mom, where's my snorkel?" 10-year-old Evan burst into the bedroom, glowing with excitement. "On the shelf in the living room," Rachel replied with a smile. "But it's only 7 in the morning. Keep it down." "But we're going to Hawaii today," said 7-year-old Sophie, holding her favorite beach sandals. "Can I bring these?" she asked. Rachel's heart warmed as she watched her children's excitement. As an accountant, she rarely had time for family trips, making moments like these all the more precious. She was especially happy that they could all be together for Ashley's special day. "Dad's getting ready to leave, so you two need to go eat breakfast," Rachel said, sending the kids downstairs while she finished packing. In the kitchen, her husband Michael was making coffee. Normally busy as a sales manager, he looked more relaxed than usual. "Mom called," he said, handing her a cup. "She's excited to have the whole family together." Carol, Michael's mother, a retired real estate agent, was known for her strong personality, but always put family first. She was especially involved in preparing for Ashley's wedding. "Ashley seems happy," Rachel said. "She and Jason make a great couple." Ashley was an influencer and Jason a successful investor. They had met at an event last year, clicked instantly, and decided to marry. Though usually busy with her online presence, Ashley looked forward to spending quality time with her family. In the car on the way to the airport, the kids stared out the windows in wonder. Evan was reading a map of Hawaii, while Sophie flipped through a picture book. "Can we swim at Waikiki Beach?" Evan asked. "Of course," Rachel answered. "But don't forget, we've got wedding preparations too." At LAX, they met up with Carol, Ashley, and Jason. Carol looked elegant in a beige suit, her eyes full of joy. "Rachel, the children look so healthy," she said, hugging her grandkids. "I'm so happy we're all together." Ashley, dressed in a white summer dress, beamed. "I'm so glad you came," she said. "Tomorrow's going to be amazing." The plane took off, and Rachel looked down at the shrinking Los Angeles skyline, hoping this trip would become a cherished memory. In Hawaii, Rachel stepped into the lobby of a luxurious hotel by Waikiki Beach. The marble floors were adorned with floral mosaics, and the air smelled of tropical blooms. Beyond the front desk stretched a breathtaking view of the ocean and white sand. "What an incredible hotel," she whispered. "This is for our precious family," Carol said proudly. "Ashley's wedding is once in a lifetime. I want us to make beautiful memories." After check-in, the kids, already in swimsuits, gathered with their floaties and excitement. Evan pointed at a spot on the map for snorkeling. Sophie carefully held a shell bucket. "Let's go to the beach first," Ashley suggested. "I want to take family photos, and the kids should enjoy the ocean." Despite being a weekday, Waikiki Beach was bustling. Palm trees swayed, and waves rolled softly ashore. The moment Rachel stepped onto the sand, she felt the burdens of everyday life melt away. "Everyone, come here!" Michael called, setting up his camera. "Let's take a family photo!" With Diamond Head in the background, they lined up. Carol sat between her grandchildren, Ashley and Jason held hands, and Rachel and Michael stood with their arms around the kids. "Say cheese!" The shutter clicked, capturing real smiles. Rachel felt truly happy and grateful. After the photos, the children ran to the water. Evan splashed in the waves, while Sophie gathered shells. "Want to swim together?" Ashley asked. "I'm always busy. Time like this with family means everything." Rachel changed and joined her in the ocean. The cool water washed away her stress. They swam side by side and chatted about love and marriage. "Where did you meet Jason?" Rachel asked. "At an Instagram event," Ashley answered shyly. "We talked about work at first, but realized we shared similar values. We both prioritize family." That evening, they gathered at a high-end restaurant for the rehearsal dinner. A private ocean view room had been reserved. The sunset painted the sky in warm colors, and the table was beautifully set with tropical flowers. "Thank you all for being here," Jason said during his toast. "I'm honored to marry Ashley and have you all by our side." They dined on exquisite seafood. The children tried new dishes, and the adults enjoyed fine wine. Then Carol stood. "I'd like to say a few words," she said, her voice emotional. "Family is not just about blood, but about love and support. I'm grateful we're all here today. Rachel, Michael, and our grandchildren. Thank you." Tears welled in her eyes. "We've always faced everything together. Tomorrow, Ashley begins a new life, but our family bonds will remain." Rachel was touched. Though Carol could be difficult, her love for family was sincere. "Cheers!" Carol raised her glass. Everyone joined in, even Evan and Sophie with their fruity drinks. That night, in the hotel lounge, the adults had cocktails while the kids went to bed. The tropical breeze blew gently. Rachel turned to the family before returning to her room. "Tomorrow's the big day. Let's make even more memories." Back in the room, Rachel removed her makeup slowly. Outside, the night view of Waikiki glimmered. The children were already asleep, their faces full of joy and exhaustion. Today was wonderful. "Michael, what's wrong?" Rachel asked. He looked at her with a heaviness in his eyes she had never seen. He opened his mouth, closed it again, then said in a trembling voice, "Rachel, you need to return to Los Angeles immediately." "What?" she asked, stunned. "Tomorrow's Ashley's wedding. We came here for that." "I know," he started pacing. "But you have to go now. I can't explain. Just trust me." Rachel was alarmed. Michael was always calm and rational. This was unlike him. His voice was firm, commanding. "At least tell me why," she pleaded. He stared at her, conflicted. "I can't explain now. Please, trust me." Realizing it was pointless to press, Rachel gave in. "Okay, but what do I tell Carol and Ashley?" "Say you're sick. I'll handle the rest." Rachel packed in silence. She looked at the dress she had brought for the wedding, the gifts for the kids. She left them behind. "What about Evan and Sophie?" she asked, glancing at their peaceful faces. "They'll stay with me. You go alone," Michael said. She kissed the children, tears welling. In the taxi, she looked back at the hotel. The light from their room felt far away. She called Michael at the airport, but he didn't answer. During the flight, Rachel barely slept. Anxiety gnawed at her. She landed in LA just after dawn, exhausted and numb. She got into a taxi. "There's been a lot of construction in this area," the driver said casually. Rachel didn't answer. Her heart pounded. As they neared her street, she peered out the window. Her house was gone, just rubble and broken concrete. "I'll get out here," she said, trembling. She stepped out and stood frozen. The home where she had lived for over 10 years. Gone. Her memories buried beneath debris. Her phone rang. Michael. "Rachel, did you arrive?" "There's no house," she sobbed. "What happened?" "I'll explain. Go somewhere safe." She walked to a nearby cafe and called back. "Explain everything. Why is our house gone?" Michael's voice was low. "I overheard Mom and Ashley on the balcony last night. Mom was calling a contractor, telling them to begin demolition this morning. Ashley was helping." "But she said it was a renovation surprise." "That was a lie," he said. "At first I believed her. She told me she wanted to surprise you." He paused. "But last night, I realized they were forging documents. They forged your signature to transfer the land to Mom. The plan was to sell it while we were in Hawaii." Rachel's blood ran cold. That land, her father's inheritance, was sacred to her. "They knew its value. Around $5 million, Michael continued. "Mom used her real estate experience to plan everything. Ashley helped with the forgeries. The wedding was just a distraction to get everyone away." "Why didn't—" "I already did," Michael said, "and a lawyer. It's illegal to demolish a house without permits or consent." Soon, police officers and a lawyer arrived. The demolition company admitted they had been deceived. Later that day, Michael called again. "Police questioned Mom and Ashley. The wedding was canceled. Jason learned the truth and ended the engagement. He didn't know anything. The next day, more came to light. Carol had done this before. 5 years ago. That case had been settled quietly, but now the past was being reopened. Ashley was complicit. The entire wedding had been staged. "You can claim damages," the lawyer told Rachel. "The company will rebuild your home and compensate you." A week later, the settlement was finalized. When Michael and the kids returned, Rachel met them at the airport. "Mom, was it scary?" Evan asked. "It's okay," she said, hugging them. "Dad protected us." "Thank you," she told Michael. "Without you, I could have lost everything." 6 months later, Carol was sentenced to 5 years in prison. Ashley received a suspended sentence and lost her influencer career. Her engagement was over. Her glamorous life? Gone. "Justice always wins," Rachel said. "But it still hurts. I thought of them as real family." Michael placed a hand on her shoulder. Their new home was nearly finished. Bigger, better, and eco-friendly. "Mom, we'll have a pool, right?" Sophie asked. "Yes," Rachel smiled. "And bookshelves in your room, Evan." The children were excited. For them, it became a story of overcoming hardship together. 3 months later, the house was complete. On move-in day, Rachel held the keys with trembling hands. "What we lost was great, but what we gained is greater," she said. "Let's make new memories. This time, truly our own." Michael opened the door, and the family stepped inside. A spacious living room, bright kitchen, cozy rooms, and a garden with a pool. Everything was perfect. That evening, they had their first family dinner in the new home. The aroma of roast chicken filled the house. "This time we spend here will be our true treasure," Rachel said. "To our bond that carried us through," Michael added. Evan and Sophie raised their juice glasses. The sunset bathed the house in warm light. Despite the betrayal, Rachel knew. True family wasn't about taking. It was about protecting each other, and their new life, born from trial, would be richer than ever before.